It is week 105.
So this topic is called Montero and Greg. And for those who don't know, Lil Nas X real first name is Montero. And this is coming from Lil Nas X Instagram, Greg Fisame's Instagram, Gay Magazine's Instagram, all of that. Now, Aaron Mack loves the good deep South accent and was surprised by how authentically Lil Nas X did it in that video. Now, Lil Nas X actually was born in Atlanta. And in the video, he called top, bottom, versatile bunk beds misogynistic. Now, Aaron Mack does see how assigning giver receiver positions in gay sex is heteronormative, but he thinks it's cute that as LGBT plus folk, sex can look any way that we want it to look. All right? Now, how might such sexual freedom to decide be problematic for our LGBT plus community? And how might Lil Nas X be correct in calling top bottom verse misogynistic? Also, FYI, misogyny, dislike of or ingrained prejudice against women.
Okay, guys. So, like I said, we're talking about Lil Nas X here, and Greg Feaster, man. You know what I'm saying? And of course, K Magazine bringing up the top to bottom and bump bags and all that good stuff, right? I like how you put it, the bump bags. I do like how you put that. How much? But excuse me, not how much, but how might such sexual freedom to just how might such sexual freedom to decide to be problematic for our LGBTQ community? I feel like when it comes to being sexually free, in that sense, we need to know roles and where we need to fit in. Because clearly, top, bottom, and versus is very important in the gay community. You know what position you play. You know, people don't even ask you. Sometimes they don't have a picture. Let's go deeper than that. They don't have a picture, right? And the first thing they say is, you know, what they can't say on my profile tells you what I am. Clearly, it's out there. But you know, they don't even say ask you, you know, your name, your real name, or nothing. They just ask you what you top versus the bottom, and it's like you get ignored quickly because clearly you ain't got no common sense. So those are people I just glance over. Anybody got time for that? Period. There's a whole bunch of other people you can talk to, or you can entertain on that note, but it won't be me. Um, how might Little Nas X be correct in calling TBV top versus bottom misogynistic? Same thing I said. Everybody got to have a place, a role. It got to be this and that. Bottoms act this way. Top act this way. Oh, what does he like? Or what does he don't like? Who gives a fuck? You ain't paying the bills. You don't live in their house. And your opinions cannot pay their light bills. So who cares what they doing? Unless you're sleeping on them, wouldn't even matter until you get to that point anyway. So like, why do you care about what somebody else is doing or who they're sleeping with? So yes, I think it's misogynistic because we made it that because we got to fit into these roles of top, bottom, verse, underneath, below, above, period, all those things, you know. And so yeah, that's pretty much my um 2 cents on that. Shout out to Lil Nas for just being himself and being real. I didn't expect him to do what he did, but I enjoyed it. And being mad real and being Lil Nas X. So Rocky, talk to me when it comes to the situation. How might such sexual freedom decide to be a problematic for our LGBTQ community?
Um, I don't know. I guess because it's so. I mean, I really believe. Okay, I'll start from here. I think with the newer generation, I really feel like they're like kind of like we're no longer wanting to fit in these molds. So it's like we're going to break against these molds. How does it make it like misogynistic? Um, I guess because it's kind of like you kind of say, well, a woman role is this and a man's role is this, which is like old school. But then because nowadays you got women who are the breadwinners and you know, and they bringing a lot to the table just as much as the man do, and you know what I mean, they work together as partners, like Will Smith and Jada, you know what I mean, they both bringing in money, you know what I mean, so they're, you know, it's sort of in that way. Beyonce and Jay-Z, they bringing in money, but it's not the simple you know, just like the woman should be doing this and the man should be doing that. So I guess it's like misogynistic of like what they think a woman should be. So if you're a feminine or a bottom or whatever.
Right. And when it comes to the whole packaging situation, if you want to throw your 2 cents in there too, Rocky, on that, like, you know, men can like what they like. It's not a sexuality. Like the butt being played with. Hopefully now people can see it's not a sexual thing when it comes to being gay. It's just a sex thing that comes along with sex. This is what men like his ass played with, and his girlfriend is playing in his ass to make him a gay man. White men talk about it all the time. I'm being told in my earpiece right now. In the whole magazine that wet men just talk about this. Okay, that's what they said. The skies that be. You know, so you know, it's different days, just the age of the time. Mr. Yuri G, want to jump in on this and talk to the people, let them know when it comes to this sexual freedom, how might it be a problem for the LGBTQ community?
I think it's misogynistic. Just like Rocky said, I think it's just the playing into the women and you know, you being feminine, you should play the role of the woman type thing. And because you're a gay individual, it's sort of like a puzzle. So it's like, let's just ask the question so I know how to categorize you and handle you. So yeah, I just agree with Rocky.
Okay. How do you think it might be problematic for the LGBTQ community? Oh no, I'm good. Okay. All right. Give me,
You asked me or you asked somebody else?
yeah, I'm asking you. That was the second part of the question. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's problematic because it's going to keep people from um pursuing their full potential. And then it's going to make people weary about sharing, you know, what they're actually into, which I feel like most people are versatile anyway. So I just think it's not a question anymore. So, you know, you put these restrictions on people. Some people aren't fighters and they're just going to fall into those easy roles because you say, are you top or bottom? And if you just say bottom, okay, let me take care of you. I'm going to pay for all the meals. Like, oh, you need to be the woman and I take care of you, when this person really has potential to do way much better. So that's just where I'm at with it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that, Mr. All right, cool. Well, last but not least, of course, Mr. Orlando in the building. Do you think how do you think such freedom would be a problematic for the LGBTQ community?
I do. I agree with what Troy said as far as like everybody has a role, and so you want to know when to fit in. But then I agree with Roxy and Yuri in the sense of it is misogynistic because a lot of LGBT try to fit into heterosexual norms. So when you think of a bottom, you think of most bottoms in the film. When you think of a top, and top something like masculine. And I just feel like we need to break out of that mold because there's this masculine bottoms, there's spinning tops. So it can be a problem because people put so much on that stereotype that it's a little detrimental. Where people feel like you can only do this, and that's what you only are.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, you know what? Thank you so much, guys, on this one.